वैतण्डिककुचभरार्थ मध्याय कुङ्कुमरुचे नमस्यां शङ्करनयनामृताय रचयामः.
Namami, Naumi, and all he said before. Of course, here he is using plural. Namasyam Rachayamaha. Namamaha he could have said. Naumi he said. Similarly, he could have said Namamaha. Means we pray, we worship, we prostrate. Instead that he is using two words. Namasyam, that is another poetry. Beauty of poetry. Namasyam Rachayamaha. I create prostration. We create prostration. Rachana is creation. To perform something, that is Rachana. So Namasyam Rachayamaha. We prostrate, we worship. Whom we are worshipping, he is saying. Now, of course, the first line is the description of the Devi's bosom, which we have been seeing again and again before. Now he is coming back now. Vetanda Kumbha Dambara. Vetanda is elephant. Kumbha is the frontal globe on the top of the forehead. On the top of the forehead, there is the globe of the elephant. That is the Kumbha. Like a Kumbha, it looks looking like a pot. Vetanda Kumbha, elephant's globe on the forehead. Dambara. Dambara means the beauty, the grandeur. Because if you see the elephant, there is a grandeur about the elephant itself. And if you see that Kumbha, the globe on the forehead, then that has got a special grandeur. So Vetanda Kumbha Dambara. Vaitandika. See how beautifully he is phrasing those things. He started with Vaitanda, now he is using Vaitandika. This Vaitandika has nothing to do with elephant. Vaitanda was elephant. Vaitandika has nothing to do with elephant. Vaitandika means disputatious, argumentative. You might have heard of Vitanda Vadam. Vadam is proper argument is called Vadam. If you engage in improper Vadam, then that is called Vitanda Vadam. So, Vaitandika means engage in argumentation, argumentative. Kuchabhara, the fulsome bosom. The fulsome bosom engage in argument, dispute with the grandeur of the elephants, Kumbha, and defeated it. That is the meaning. Vaitandika engaged in argument and defeated. Defeated is not directly said, but it is an indirect meaning. When you engage in dispute, and then you have defeated. Vaitandika, Kuchabhara, Artha Madhyaya, that kind of bosom, that kind of fulsome bosom, which engaged and defeated the grandeur of the elephant's Kumbha, that kind of Kuchabhara, Artha Madhyaya. Madhyaya is the middle part of Devi, that is the waist part. Madhya, it is the middle. Artha means subject to grief, subject to misery. We have seen before Arti, misery. Artha, subject to misery, miserable. The Madhya, the middle, the waist has become miserable because of Kuchabhara, the fulsome bosom. Naturally, we have seen this before. The weight of the Kuchabhara, the waist is not able to bear. So, Devi's form bends forwards. That is the meaning. Kunkuma Ruche, the shine of Kunkuma. Beauty like Kunkuma. Shine, beauty is Ruchi. Ruchi has got meanings of beauty as well as shine. So, shine and beauty of Kunkuma she is having. Shankara Nayana Amrutaya. She is the Amrita, she is the nectar for the Nayana, for the eyes of Shankara, Shiva. Amrita for the eyes of Shiva. So we prostrate to Devi, who is Amrita for the eyes of Shiva, who is having the shine and beauty of Kunkuma, whose waist, Madhya, is aggrieved, is miserable because of the fulsome bosom, Kuchabhara. That fulsome bosom engaged in an argument and defeated Vaitandika, defeated Dambara, the grandeur of Vetanda Kumbha, the globe of elephant, the frontal globe of the elephant.
अधिकाञ्चितमणिकाञ्चन काञ्चीमधिकाञ्चि काञ्चिदद्राक्षम् अवनतजनानुकम्पाम् अनुकम्पाकूलमस्मदनुकूलाम्.
Now, description of Devi again. Now, this Kanchi is a phrase which is being used again and again. Now, like he has got a yamaka, repeated alliterations in various verses of various words we have seen before. Now, here beautifully he is using the word Kanchi. Now, Adi Kanchi, normally he is using for staying in Kanchipuram. Here he is not using it for staying in Kanchipuram. That is the beauty. Adhikanchita manikanchana kanchim is one phrase. He is describing the kanchi, which is the ornament which is worn in the waist, the mekhala. The waistband, kanchi. Now that kanchi is kanchana kanchim. It is made of gold. Kanchana kanchim. Mani kanchana kanchim. It is also gem-studded golden kanchim. Adhika anchita mani. It is not kanchi, it is adhika anchita mani. That becomes adhika anchita mani. Adhika anchita mani means a lot of gems are studded. Anchita means studded. Mani is gem-studded. Adhika, a large number. A large number of gems are studded in the golden kanchi which she is wearing. Golden girdle, golden waistband which she is wearing, which has a lot of gems studded in that beautifully. That is, now he is coming Adhikanchi. Now what we saw at the beginning, it's coming again. Adhikanchi. Now it is Kanchipuram. She is staying in Kanchipuram. Kanchit, someone I have seen. Adraksham, I have seen. I saw someone who is staying in Kanchipuram, who is residing in Kanchipuram, who is wearing a girdle, a golden girdle, studded with many, many gems. Avanata jana anukampam. Avanata jana anukampam. Now all this is in second vibhakti 2. That means someone I saw. So that someone has to be described. So they are all in second vibhakti of Sanskrit grammar. Avanata jana anukampam. Anukampa, we know, is compassion, like kripa. Anukampa is, in fact, slightly more than kripa. Kripa is a little general. Anukampa is intense compassion. Something melting of the mind, melting of the heart. That is anukampa. She is having lot of compassion for whom? Avanata jana, for those people who worship her. Avanata, worshipping. Jana, people. Those who worship her, she is having extraordinary compassion. Avanata jana anukampam. Again, anukampa kolam. Look at the way he is using the words again and again with different meanings. First anukampa was compassion. Now anukampa is on the banks of Kampa river. Anukampa kolam. Kola is bank. Kampa river. Anukampa kolam on the banks of Kampa river. Asmat anukolam. The kola now he is repeating in a different way. Anukola is favor, favorable. Asmat anukolam. She is favorable to us. Why she is favorable to us? Why she is not favorable to some people? She is favorable to me. Why? Because I am devoted to her. I follow the path of dharma. Those who follow dharma, those who are devoted to her, she is naturally anukula. She is favorable. Now, we also have seen in our life, whenever we take up any auspicious, any dharmic act, there is a divine favor which comes to us, the divine anukula which comes to us. Everything moves smoothly without any vighna, etc., etc. That is asmata anukulam, somebody who is very favorable to us. So, adraksham, I saw. Kanchit, someone who is beyond description. Adhikanchi in Kanchipuram, who is wearing a golden kanchi, golden girdle, golden waistband, studded with many, many gems, and she is having anukampa, No, he is not saying she is having anukampa. She is anukampa, anukampam. That is the beauty. She is anukampa. She is extraordinary compassion to those who worship her. Anukampa to those who worship her, those who do not worship, she is not having compassion. That's not the meaning. The meaning is she is having special compassion to those who follow dharma, those who worship her. Worshipping does not mean someone who praises her. I like the praise, so I show compassion. That is human nature. That is not divine nature. Divine nature is if you worship her, if you praise her, that means you have come to the path of dharma. So she is happy because you have come to the path of dharma. Because your mind will not go in useless matters. That is the idea. Avanata jana anukampam. Anukampa kulam on the banks of Kampa river. Asmat anukulam. Favorable to us. Asmati is the plural. Us. Asmat anukulam. Favorable to all of us. He is taking us also along with him. Those who read this poetry.
परिचितकम्पातीरं पर्वतराजन्यसुहृदसन्नागं परगुरुकृपया वीक्षे परमशिवोत्सङ्गमङ्गलभरणम्.
Parichita Kampatiram. She is familiar. Parichita means familiar. If somebody is introduced to us, we are saying he is Parichita. He has been introduced to me. Parichita means familiarity. Kampatiram, she is familiar with the banks of Kampa river. Parvatarajanya Sukrita Sannaham. Sannaham we have seen before. Sannaham is getting ready for a battle, armed for the battle. Here it does not mean that. Here it means maturity, readiness. When something is mature and ready, you see, a fruit is mature and ready for eating. That is similar to that. Parvata Rajanya Sukrita. Sukrita is the merit, the punya. Sukrita is another word for punya, the religious merit. Parvata Rajanya of Parvata Raja, of Himavan. The punya of Himavan has matured in the form of Devi, obviously. Parvata Rajanya Sukrita Sannaham. Sannaham is ready for battle. Here it is ready for blessing, not battle, ready for blessing him. Paraguru Kripaya Vikshe. Vikshe means I see. Vikshe means I see. I see this Devi who has been described in first line. How I saw her? Paraguru Kripaya. Without Guru's Kripa, nothing is possible. Anything is possible only with the help, with the blessing of Guru. So, Paraguru Kripaya. Because of the Kripa, Supreme Kripa, Para. Guru Kripa, Paraguru Kripa. Supreme Kripa of Guru. Because ordinary Kripa is not enough for having darshan of Devi. That is what he means. You need extraordinary Kripa of your Guru for having darshan of Devi. Paraguru Kripaya Vikshe. Paramashiva Utsanga Mangala Bharanam. Mangala Bharanam we all know. Mangala Abharanam, auspicious ornament. Abharanam, ornament. Auspicious ornament. Utsanga is lap. On the lap of Paramashiva, on the lap of Parameshwara, there is a Mangala Bharanam which is seated. There is an auspicious ornament which is seated. That is how Devi is described. Because Devi is seated on the lap of Parameshwara. If you see Rajarajeshwari, if you see Lalita Parameshwari, she is shown as seated on the lap of Parameshwara. So, and she is the Mangala Bharanam. Kamakshi is not seated like that, but because Kamakshi is equated to Lalita Parameshwari, that description has been given here. That is only to tell us that she is no different from Lalita Parameshwari, Rajarajeshwari. Because we have seen before Paramashiva, Paryanka, etc., which applies to Lalita Parameshwari. So I see in front of me Devi who is familiar with the banks of Kampa river, who is there because of the maturity of the punya of Himavan, the king of Parvatas. By what I saw her? By the supreme compassion, Kripa, grace of my Guru. And this Devi is Mangala Bharanam, auspicious ornament, seated on the lap of Parameshwara.
दग्धमदनस्य शम्भोः प्रथीयसि ब्रह्मचर्यवैदग्धिं तव देवि तरुणिमश्री चतुरिमपाको न चक्षमे मातः.
This shloka addresses the intense love existing between Shiva and Devi, like we have seen in several other shlokas earlier. This shloka is exclusively devoted to that. He addresses Devi as Devi and then Mataha, O mother. Daddha Madanasya Shambhoho, Shambhoho of Shiva, who has burnt Manmatha. Daddha burnt, Madanasya Manmatha. Madana is Manmatha. Daddha Madanasya of Shiva, who has burnt Manmatha. That means who has no emotion of love, because he burnt Manmatha. He could burn Manmatha. So of such Shiva, Prathiyasi Brahmacharya Vaidagdhi. Prathiyasi means very huge, very intense. Brahmacharya Vaidagdhi. Vaidagdhi means, Vaidagdha means dexterity, cleverness. Brahmacharya is not getting married in this context. In this context, not getting married, not devoted to love of woman. Because the brahmachari goes into, after Upanayana, goes into Gurukula, and then there brahmacharya means, Brahma means Veda there, and brahmacharya means studying Vedas. That is his only occupation during the state of brahmachari. After completing the study of Vedas, he returns to his parents and then gets married. Then he becomes a grihastha. But here, brahmacharya means one who is ever in the meditation of Brahman, who is ever identified with Brahman, Parabrahman. So that such a Deva, who is Shiva, who has got extraordinary cleverness in adopting brahmacharya, in being intensely occupied with Brahman. Prathiyasi, very huge, very sacred. That kind of brahmacharya Vaidagdha he is having, Shambhoho. What happened to that? Next line states, what happened to that brahmacharya Vaidagdha? Tava, your Tarunima Shri, the glory of youth. Tarunima is youth, Shri is glory. The glory of your youth, Chaturima Pakaha. Chaturima means Chaturya, that is skill. The skill of doing anything is Chatura, Chaturima. Pakaha means, we have seen before, maturity. Your mature skill of glory of youth, your mature skill of glory of youth, na chakshame, Vaidagdhim na chakshame, brahmacharya Vaidagdhim na chakshame. Shiva's dexterity of brahmacharya, your glory of youth, could not bear to see. Na chakshame means could not bear to see. It could not tolerate. Means what? Somehow your glory of youth managed to bring Shiva under your sway and you got married to him. Shiva, who was determined not to marry, who was the brahmacharya, wedded to brahmacharya, such a Deva, you were able to bring under your sway because na chakshame, you could not bear to see. Your glory of youth could not bear to see. O Devi, O mother, Shiva's dexterity of being ever wedded to Parabrahman, which is very huge, the dexterity is very intense, and he is reputed to have burnt Manmatha, such a dexterity, your glory of youth, the maturity of the skill of your glory of youth could not tolerate, could not bear to see.
मदजलतमालपत्र वसनितपत्र कराधृतखनित्र विहरति पुलिन्दयोषा गुञ्जाभूषा फणीन्द्रकृतवेषा.
From this shloka onwards, the poet refers to various forms of Devi with which we are familiar. We have seen various forms of Devi, and he is introducing us to one by one of those forms. Now, first form which he is introducing is the hunter woman, Pulinda Yosha. Pulinda means hunter, Yosha means woman, hunter woman. When Devi became a hunter woman, there is a story called Kiratarjuniya in Mahabharata, where Shiva appears as a Kirata, as a hunter, and accompanied by Parvati, who also appears in the form of a hunter woman. They appear in front of Arjuna. Then there is a story when finally he bestows Pashupatastra on Arjuna. Before giving Pashupatastra to Arjuna, Shiva wanted to take a test of his ability as a warrior. So now when he was satisfied, then he gave the Pashupatastra to him. At that time, he was accompanied by Parvati, who was in the form of Pulinda Yosha. Pulinda means hunter, Yosha means woman, hunter woman. Now this Pulinda Yosha concept comes while describing Valli in Subramanya Bhujangam in Skanda Purana. Pulinda, that Pulinda Kanya, she is called Pulinda Kanya because she is the daughter of a hunter. Now Pulinda Yosha, hunter woman, now he is describing her appearance. The whole shloka is to describe her appearance so that you can bring her into your meditation. Madajala Tamala Patra. Madajala is the juice which comes out of the temple of the elephant. When the elephant is in rut, when the elephant is in rut, that is Mada, then there is a jala, there is a juice which comes out of the temple of the elephant, that is called Madajala. Tamala is not the Tamala tree, Tamala flower, which we have been seeing earlier. Here Tamala means the mark on the forehead, Tilaka. Tamala means Tilaka here. That means this hunter woman wears a Tilaka on her forehead, which is made of Madajala, which is made of the temple juice of the Rattish elephant. Patra means that forehead mark is in the form of a leaf, you can say that, or more the correct interpretation is Patra means she is having this kind of decoration not only on the forehead, on other parts of her body, like her hands, like her bosom, etc. Like hunter women normally do. Various decorations they do. So this is indicated by Patra. So she is having on the forehead the mark of Madajala, the juice of elephant who is in rut, and then she is having decorations on her body. Vasanita Patra. Patra means leaf. Vasanita means dress, apparel. Her attire is only leaves. She is not wearing anything other than leaves, dressed in leaves. Karadrita Khanitra, not Khanitra, it is Khanitra only. Karadrita Khanitra. Khanitra means a spade or a shovel. Kara Adrita, she is holding in her hands. She is holding in her hands a shovel or a spade. That is how hunter women always appear. Then Viharati, she is sporting in that area where she is appearing. That is in the Kiratarjuniya story, wherever it happens. Pulinda Yosha, Gunja Bhusha. Gunja Abhusha. Bhusha means ornament. Gunja means small berries called Kundumani in Tamil. Gunja berries, Gunja seeds. They are that she is wearing a garland of a necklace of Gunja. Gunja Bhusha. Phanendra Krita Vesha. Her appearance is further described. Vesha is appearance. Phanendra Krita. Phanendra, Phani is serpent. Phanendra is king of serpents. That means he is having a king of serpents on her neck. Phanendra Krita Vesha. Naga Bharana. Phanendra Krita Vesha. So a full description of how a hunter woman, that too Devi as hunter woman, appears is given here in this shloka. She is sporting as a hunter in the form of a hunter woman with this decoration of tilaka on the forehead of Madajala, jewels of reddish elephant, and then she is having patra, she is having decorations on her body, on her hands, on her bosom, etc. And she is having dress of only leaves, vasanita patra, when she is having in her hand khanitra, that is a shovel or a spade, and then she is having bhusha, ornament of gunja beads, gunja berries, and then she is having Phanindra, the king of serpents, around her neck. Phanindra Krita Vesha.
अंके शुकिनी गीते कौतुकिनी परिसरे च गायकिनी जयसि शविधेम्ब भैरव मण्डलिनी शवशि शङ्ख कुण्डलिनी.
We go to this. This is the form of Mantrini. We are all familiar with Mantrini, who appears in Lalita Sahasranam. This is her description, Mantrini Devi. Anke Shukini. Anke means in the lap. She is having Shukini, a female parrot in the lap. Geete Kautukini. Mantrini is supposed to be very keen on listening to music. She is very interested in music. So Kautukini is eagerness to listen and sing Gita, music. Geete Kautukini. Parisarecha Gayakini. Parisare means around her. Parisara means the surrounding area. In the surrounding area, she is having Gayakini, those who are able to sing, singers around her. Jayasi, you are victorious, means you are shining. Sabidhe Amba, O mother. Sabidhe Bhairava Mandalini. Sabidhe means near you, close to you. Bhairava Mandalini, a group of Bhairavas. Mandala is the group. There are Ashta Bhairavas, as we all know, 8 Bhairavas. They are all attending on Devi. So Bhairava Mandalini, she is having Bhairavas around her. Shrabasi Shankha Kund. This is the appearance again. Shrabasi means in the ears. In the ears, she is wearing a kundala. Shankha Kundalini. Shankha conch. This is an extraordinary, different type of kundala, not the usual Makara kundala, which Vishnu wears, Shiva wears, other devas wear, where it is in the form of a Makara, in the form of a fish. But here it is in the form of a Shankha, conch, Shankha kundalini, that is Mantrini's decoration, Shrabasi in the ears. So you are shining with, oh mother, you are shining in the form of Mantrini with a female parrot in your lap. You are very keen, you are eager to sing and to listen to music, and you are surrounded by singers, and you are having close to you group of Bhairavas, and you are wearing in your ears kundala, a ear ornament, ear ring made of shankha, made of conch.
प्रणत जनतापवर्गा कृत भगु सर्गा ससिंह संसर्गा कामाक्षि मुदित भर्गा हतरिपुवर्गा त्वमेव सा दुर्गा.
Now coming to this shloka, Pranata Janatapavarga, this is the form of Devi who is close to Shiva. Devi who is close to Shiva. That is Durga. Durga Devi. Pranata Janata Apavarga Krita Bahu Sarga Sasimha Samsarga. Pranata Janata Apavarga. Those who worship her, people, Janata people, Pranata, those who worship her. Apavarga means moksha. She grants moksha to those who worship her. Krita Bahusarga. That is why this close to Shiva comes here. Krita Bahusarga. Mudita Bharga also close to Shiva. Krita Bahusarga. Sarga is creation. Bahu different forms of creation, many types of creation, Krita, she does. The creation is full of many wonders and she does all those wonders. That is Krita Bahusarga. Now she does all this through the agencies of Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra. That is Krita Bahusarga. Sasimha Samsarga. Durga is associated with lion. Samsarga is association. She is associated with Simha, lion. Her vehicle is lion. Kamakshi, he is addressing her as Kamakshi because we are addressing all slokas to Kamakshi. Kamakshi, various forms are described. Mudita Bharga. Bharga is one of the names of Shiva. Bharga actually means Prakasha, shine. We have seen before, Prakasha refers to Shiva and Vimarsha refers to Devi. When Devi splits herself into two, this is Prakasha and Vimarsha, and that is how creation is done. Because creation is mentioned in Krita Bahusarga, so Mudita Bharga follows. Mudita Bharga means Shiva who is made happy. Mudita who is rendered happy. Hata Ripu Varga. Ripu is enemy. Varga, group of enemies. Hata, they are all killed. Durga is known for valor. Durga is known to fight Asuras. So Hata Ripu Varga. Twameva Sa Durga. You alone is that Durga. Sa Durga, that Durga. Twameva, you alone. Because we are addressing Kamakshi. Kamakshi is no different from that Durga. So that is emphasized here. Twameva, you alone. Or that Durga. That Durga who grants moksha to those who worship her. That Durga who does several forms of creation. That Durga who is having association with lion, that Durga who makes Shiva happy, that Durga who eliminates entire groups of enemies, that is Durga.
श्रवणचलत्वेतण्ड समरोद्दण्ड धुतासुरशिखण्ड देवि कलितान्द्रषण्ड धृतनरमुण्ड त्वमेव चामुण्ड.
Now we are going to Chamunda. The next form of Devi is Chamunda. We have seen Chamunda because Devi killed Chanda and Munda, she is known as Chamunda. We have seen before. In Devi Mahatmyam it comes. Yasmat Chandam cha Mundam cha Grihitvatam Upagata Chamundeti Tato Loke Khyata Devi Bhavishyasi. So Kaushiki tells Kali. Shravana Chalat Vetanda. Vetanda is elephant. Chalat is moving. Shravana is in the ears. That means you can interpret it in two ways. She is having earrings which are elephants. Shravana is in the ear. Moving in the ear is earring. Vetanda is moving. That is, elephant is moving. Elephant is moving in the ears. That means earrings which are elephants. That is one. Because the Chamunda is a terrible appearance, Devi with terrible appearance. So you can imagine she is having elephant itself moving in her ears. Such a huge form she is having. You can imagine that. Or you can say elephant type, elephant sized earring. Earring which shows the elephant. You can interpret. Or another interpretation can be elephants are moving around her. She is having an army of elephants. Shravana, the elephants are moving their ears. The elephants always keep flapping their ears. So Shravana Chalat Vetanda. Samara Uddanda. Samara is battle. Uddanda means assertive, extraordinary. Uddanda actually means extraordinary. Uddanda means assertive. She is very, very bold, very courageous in war. Dhuta Asura Shikhanda. Shikhanda means the tuft of hair. Dhuta means removed. That means Asura's hair is removed. That means Asura's heads are removed. That means she kills Asuras and brings their heads. It can also mean Asura Shikhanda means those who are chief among Asuras, those they are all eliminated. Dhuta is removed, eliminated. Those who are chiefs among Asuras are eliminated. That can be another interpretation. Dhuta Asura Shikhanda. Devi Kalita Antra Shanda. Now he is describing the Chamunda appearance, the more terrible appearance of Chamunda further. Antra is intestines, what are called entails or intestines. Shanda is group, a large number of intestines. Kalita. Kalita means she is wearing. She is wearing intestines, a mala of intestines around her neck. Kalita, you can see Chamunda form where this kind of appearance is there. Kalita, Antra, Shanda, intestine, the group of intestines, mala of intestines is worn around her neck. Intestine can also mean veins. Veins are also there in the appearance. Some pictures you can see where instead of intestine, you will see veins only. Dhrita Nara Munda. She is also wearing, Munda is heads, only heads, Kapalas, Nara Kapalas, human skulls, human heads or human skulls. Here it's not saying Kapala, it says Munda, that means actual head. Human heads she is wearing, Dhrita holding in her form around her neck. Tvameva Chamunda, you alone or that Chamunda who has this kind of appearance. Though Kamakshi appeared very, very sober, very soft, very compassionate, she can also take a form of Chamunda. That is the meaning. When the occasion requires, when she is confronted by Asuras. In fact, Kamakshi Vilasa says Kamakshi's appearance was to kill an Asura called the Bandhakasura. That's how it starts. So this is not out of place. So you are the same Chamunda who has an earring of moving elephants which keep moving around you. That is another interpretation. Flapping their ears, who are very extraordinarily courageous in war, and you eliminate the heads of Asuras or Asuras whose heads you remove, or Kalita Antra Shanda. You have a group of entails, group of intestines as a mala around you. You have Munda, heads of human heads around you on your neck. Tameva Chamunda, you alone or that Chamunda.
उर्वीधरेन्द्रकन्ये दर्वीभरितेन भक्तपूरेण कुर्वीमकिञ्चनार्थिं खर्वीकुरुषे त्वमेव कामाक्षी.
This is Annapurni. This is the appearance of Annapurni. Urvidhara Indra Kanya. Urvidhara Indra Kanye. Urvidhara is Mahidhara, mountain. Urvi is earth. Dhara supporting the earth. Mountains are supporting the earth. We have seen this concept before. So Urvidhara is mountain. Urvidhara Indra, that is the head of mountains, that is Himavan, Kanya, Himavan's daughter. Darvi Bharitene Bhakta Purene. Darvi is a ladle. Annapurna is holding a ladle in her hand. Bharita, it is full. Full of what? Bhakta Purene. Bhakta is food. Ladle filled with food. Bhakta is not bhakti. Bhakta is not devotee here. Bhakta is food. Bhakta Purene Darvi Bharitene. That is, she is having a ladle in her hand. That is also full. Darvi Bharitene. She is also having a lot of food in her left hand, which is a patra, a receptacle, a vessel in which food is kept. That is Bhakta Purena. So she is having both. Right hand she is having a ladle which is full of food. Left hand she is having a vessel which is full of food again. Darvi Bharitena Bhakta Purena Gurvim Akinchanartim Kharvi Purushe. Akinchanartim. English it is correctly put. Gurvim Akinchanartim Kharvi Purushe. Gurvim means very huge. Guru is something very huge. Laghu is small, Guru is big. That is why Guru is called Guru, because he is very huge in jnana. That is why he is having Guru jnana. That is why he is called Guru. Gurvim, very huge. Akinchana artyam. Akinchana is destitute. Akinchana means one who does not have anything, no possession. That is akinchana, very poor. Arti is, we have seen before, misery. The misery of, the huge misery of a destitute. Karmi kurushe, you remove. Karmi kurushe means you remove. You remove the misery of, huge misery of destitute. Sameva Kamakshi, you alone, O Kamakshi, you alone, or that Annapurni, who is the daughter of Himavan, the chief of mountains. You have in your right hand a ladle, a spoon which is full of food. You have in your left hand a vessel full of food, Bhakta Purena, and you remove Karvi Purushe, the misery of any destitute who comes to you, Akinchana. That is what she did in Kashi. Lot of destitutes came to her, and then she went on distributing food. Annapurna, we can see in Kashi. In fact, Kamakshi is Annapurna even according to Kamakshi Vilasa. Kamakshi becomes Katyayani, then the sage Katyayana sends her to Kashi. Then there she finds there is a lot of famine. Then she becomes Annapurna, she distributes food. Then she comes to Kanchipuram. This is the story. So this is completely in line with the story of Purana. Gurvim Akinchanartyam, she removes the misery of destitute, huge misery of destitute. They were all suffering from famine. Lot of huge population was suffering from enormous famine in Kashi. So she removed all that. That is the reference here. Karvi Kurushe, you remove. Tvameva Kamakshi, you alone, or that Annapurna.
ताडितरिपु परिपीडन भयहरण निपुण हलमुसला क्रोडपति भीषण मुखी क्रीडसि जगति त्वमेव कामाक्षी.
This is the form of Varahi. This is the form of Varahi. Krodapati Bhishana Mukhi. Bhishana, terrible face. Bhishana Mukhi, terrible face. Krodapati. Kroda is Varaha. Krodapati, head of Varahas. Kroda is pig. Head of Varahas. You have the terrible face of the head of Varahas. Jagati Kridasi Tvameva Kamakshi. You alone sport in this world, O Kamakshi. You alone sport in this world as Varahi. Now, what is the appearance of Varahi? He is describing further in the first shloka. Tadita Ripu Paripidana Bhayaharana Nipuna Halamusala. We will start with Halamusala. She is having Hala and Musala. Hala is plow. Musala is a club. You might have seen Balarama. Balarama is known for Hala and Musala. He is having a plow and he is having a club or a mace. He strikes people with that, he pulls people, his enemies, with that hull, with that plow, and then he strikes them with his Musala. Balarama is known to have killed many people like that. Musala is that club. Now, Hala Musala she is having, like Balarama, she is also having Hala and Musala, the plow and the club. Now, what does she do with that? She is telling. Nipuna, expertly she is using. Tadita Ripu Paripidana Bhayaharana. Ripu is enemy. Tadita Ripu, an enemy who has been struck, who has been beaten. Paripidana, he still gives trouble. Even though an enemy has been struck, he still gives trouble. Or at least there is a fear, Bhayaharana. Because even an enemy who has been struck, even then he causes fear among people who are sadhu, who are virtuous, isn't it? That is the reference here. So, in order to protect those virtuous people who are still having a lot of fear in their minds, Bhaya Harana, she removes the fear. Nipuna, she is expert in removing the fear. How does she remove the fear? Using her hala and musala, plow and club. She is an expert in removing the fear, Bhaya Harana. The Bhaya caused by, the fear caused by Tadita Ripu Paripidana. Paripidana, who is causing misery, who is causing torture, that kind of enemy who has been struck already, Tadita. Krodapati Bhishana Mukhi, she is having a terrible face of the head of the chief of Varahas. You are playing in this world, Kridasi Jagati, Tameva Kamakshi. You alone are playing as Varahi with that appearance of Varaha, and you have in your hands hala and musala, plow and club, which you are expertly using in removing the fear caused by the misery caused by fear of misery caused by enemies who have been struck.